Wow, things happen in threes. All right, Aries, things happen in threes. Now, so I'm going to start here with the past. You guys have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune talks about a fated event, things that are happening potentially again. You guys could have reconnected with an ex. There's some really big returning energy somewhat. So, returning energy, some ex coming back from the past, someone that, that's familiar. This could also be a change of luck for a lot of you guys. And I really feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, there was just something that happened that was just meant to happen. There's something that was destined to happen. Now, for some of you guys, right, it could be a Scorpio, and I feel like with Judgment coming up, this is a situation where you've been here before and you know how to handle it a lot differently than you've handled it before, potentially in the past, especially if this is an ex. And the reason why I say this is because Judgment is talking about a situation where it's pretty much a call to action, right? You know how to handle something more so now because you've gone through a journey that pretty much groomed you and taught you how to handle situations like this. So I do feel like with the Judgment card coming up, there is this shift in focus. Excuse me, not shift in focus, but there is this this second chance that happened in the past year, second time around, potentially with an ex, somebody that you still have love for. You have the King of Wands coming up, and you guys would come up as the Queen of Wands, not because, for those, because not because I'm reading for a female audience, because the Queens could be anything, but Kings are fixed signs, and Aries, you're a cardinal sign, so you wouldn't come up as a king, you'd come up as queen here. So this individual that's in your external energy, you see them as your partner. You see them as someone that really completes you in a sense. They are the other part of, they are the addition to the suit, the king and queen. For those of you though, this, that don't have anybody in your life, this could potentially be you, right? You feel like absolutely top of your game. You feel very confident. You guys could be ready to mingle, okay? This is a good card, and I'm really happy about this because this is talking about a lot of change, a lot of things are happening, but it's all for the better, and it's all to just show you how much you've grown, how much you've changed, how much you've really developed. And this could be for everybody, actually. It doesn't necessarily have to be for the single people. It could be for even the people that are in a relationship now or have gotten back together with their ex. They may have come back just because of the King of Wands here, like I explained before. But again, this could even be you too, Aries. You know what I'm saying? You can feel good, you can feel confident, you can feel very passionate and ready to express that passion and not hesitate on waiting or doing anything that you feel like you are definitely led to do or that you want to do, right? Because there's nothing that nobody can do or say to stop you from doing stuff, because hey, you know what I'm saying, you're ruled by Mars. You're the Dawn Data. You know how to handle situations, especially when things get hot, okay? So that passion is burning here. That passion has started. You guys are feeling that flame. You guys are ready to go ahead and take on your love life. So now you have this new perspective that you're really utilizing in the present from what you guys have gained potentially from the past, right? So now you're a little bit more relaxed. I feel like you're taking a break. You guys are really looking within, especially this new perspective is really, I feel like this perspective has come for some very interesting reason. It's calmed you guys. I feel like there's a lot of calming energy here. I feel like you're able to relax. Now the King of Wands, like I'm saying, he's very active, he's very busy, he's really a go-getter. And that's you guys naturally, but I feel like you guys are chill. You guys are pretty calm here. And it's because this person is very relaxing, is very soothing, very emotionally supportive. Potentially, you're trying to figure out, for some of you guys that don't have a relationship, potentially, you're trying to figure out who your ideal partner is. You're trying to figure out who what you want in a relationship. And that's probably why you're taking a step back, why you look, you're, taking a break. Potentially, this is a relationship where, you're just kind of taking a moment, you're taking it slow, you're taking it easy because you're still trying to figure out what it is that you want. Now, for some of you guys could be at rest because you're in love. It could be that you guys, you're taking it easy. You're just meditating and you feel good with this individual. You're in love with this individual, or you have love to share with someone. There's a cup here with a lid over it, so you know what you feel, and you don't need to look at it. You don't need to see it. And I feel like that's what's going on here. I feel like you know what's going on. You know what you want. And therefore, you're just being the receptive part of your relationship. Perhaps you did a lot potentially in the past. Now you're taking it easy. This is very yin energy. Maybe the perspective is that maybe it's okay to be all right. It's okay to chill out and just let somebody come to you for once. And I feel like that's probably what's going on. So maybe you guys are taking this opportunity to just relax and to receive. This can apply to people with relationships as well, right? You're allowing your partner to lavish you, to love on you, to pamper you, to nurture you, and I feel like that's totally acceptable, right? It's totally good. That's actually perfect. It gives that balance and that flow. All right, so I know I put it into judgment, and I'm like, yeah, that's because you went through some stuff to really learn it, right? That call of action. And that was hard, right? Judgment is hard to really go through, but you know what? When you come out of it, you are totally a changed person. You're renewed, you're different, you're sparkling, you're shiny, and you're ready to go ahead and take on the world. Now, I really feel like for those of you that may be going through a situation where this is a new beginning, this is a new way of thinking, this perhaps is a time where you're having to take a moment to really figure out what it is that you want. Because there is something here with the Queen of Cups. She knows what she wants already. She always does. So what is it that you want? What is this new perspective for you? Because, and it's totally acceptable to go ahead, take a step back, right? To rest. Especially if you guys are not feeling good. You guys could be seeing, you guys may be a little bit sick this week. But, it's a little side note. But I do get the sense, right, that you're just this could be that you're trying to figure out what it is that you want, or maybe that you're in love and you're trying to, just receive that, right? It's totally acceptable to receive. Now, in the future, I really wish I don't mind at all. You have the Death card coming up. Yes, and it's a very difficult energy, something that's being released, and it can be a very slow process. But what I do get from this Death card is that there is also rebirth. And I was just talking about this with Pisces, right? It's not just death that comes up, right? Where things get wiped out. It's also rebirth. But before there's birth, right? Or there's no real way to figure it out, actually, right? There's no way to know if there's birth before death or death before birth. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is being able to, cleanse and, reap the benefits of this cleansing. It's going to take a lot of effort. This new perspective could be about this individual and how they feel, being very sensitive to how they are and very in tune to what their needs are. And, but most importantly, being emotionally supportive, I feel like, for this week to someone else. Maybe you have to give to someone else, but I feel like it's about receiving this week. I really feel like there's receiving energy, and it's hard to do, especially when you can do everything yourself. But I feel like that's the kicker, right? Receiving. And because here, you're going through death. You're releasing something. You're exfoliating, so that way you can have a clear space for whatever you're trying to manifest to come into fruition. And I do see you happy about this. You're rocking in it. You're successful. You're happy. And I feel like it's because you've put in the effort to be receptive. You put in the effort to release this old ways of being, these old ways of thinking, this old way of feeling. You've released that. So that way you can be able to gain more. You can feel more, recognized. You feel more, you feel that victory that you were looking for. And the Knight of Swords is that you're coming out with truth. You're coming out with all kinds of, truth. You're fighting for things. Okay, this could be that, this could be a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and this could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You got 2 cards in here that indicate Scorpio. Okay, so, well, 3. But 2 definitely Scorpio, 1 potentially Scorpio. Okay, I'm gonna pull 1 card here for the future energy here. I'm just curious. What are you releasing? Why do you feel victorious? And what are you going after? What are you fighting for? The 5 of Pentacles. Whoa. Whatever made you feel, left out in the cold, whatever that is, it's a process. It's a grueling process, especially with the 5 of Pentacles. I hope I said 5 of Pentacles, not 5 of Swords. If I said 5 of Swords, I meant 5 of Pentacles. And it's gaining control and, feeling victorious after feeling, left out in the cold, or feeling isolated. This is also a period where you're very vulnerable right now. Okay, so this is possibly like allowing people to, allowing yourself to feel, be comforted or to be shown love, because of this time of vulnerability for you. Maybe you haven't been vulnerable in a very long time, and this is another thing. Like, you have to learn. You're learning here to be vulnerable with the people that you love, and be vulnerable with the person that you're involved with. And I feel like with the Death card here, with the Five of Pentacles, yeah, it's overcoming that, that feeling of being left out in the cold, that struggle, of constantly feeling like you're having to, pick up the pieces, or, there's something that's lacking in the relationship. It's really, not necessarily releasing that, but I feel like it's finding the solution to be able to release that, right? Finding what's lacking so you can release it. And I feel like that you feel good about the effort that's been put in. You feel that victory, and you're able to continue to fight for, stability, fight for feeling more stable in the relationship. All right, guys. So I'm going to pull you guys your romance angels. See what they say for this week. All right, and you guys have let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. This is the present, y'all. So I was saying, it's about yin. It's about give. It's about letting people give, and that's the hard part, because you're the go-getter, right? Like I was saying, if you want something, you can do it yourself, right? There's nothing stopping you. But it's the waiting in this, that allowing of other people to kind of do stuff. It can be frustrating, but it shows that they care. It shows that you can receive with gratitude. It shows that you can be patient. It's a new thing that you're learning, and it's going to be a little bit difficult, but that's what I'm saying. Like, this is good, because you can receive, and you can be loved on, and you can be, pampered, nurtured. Let people love you. Let people in. If you can let people in, you're on point with it. Everything's great. Allowing, let going of control issues. That's makes sense. And I feel like that's why you come out of this feeling good. You're feeling pampered. You're feeling cared about. You're not feeling left out in the cold. You conquered this. You're feeling like you have that stability, and you can go back and run and do whatever you want to do. Right? You can pamper them if you want to. You can, you feel, you have something to fight for. You feel proud, right? I feel like that's the ultimate energy here. That's proud energy, because you can say that the person that you are in a relationship with can give back to you. Now, for some of you guys, if the Five of Pentacles is actually saying that you realize that you be sitting there waiting and they don't actually give you anything back, well, then you know that there are some things that you need to fight for, right? You need to fight for yourself. You need to fight for your, you feeling as though you are valued, you recognized in the relationship. Okay? If this happens to, to be something different for some people out there, this could be like, hey, okay, well, Dad, there is something lacking in this relationship. I'm gonna be up on you about it, because you deserve it, as the Six of Wands.